How are you? Okay. Let's applaud ourselves, yourself. Maybe we all was yesterday on big party, yeah? I was. It was good. Till 3 o'clock at night. So right now, I try to be good too. I'm not moderator, sorry.
Yeah, that's me.
Somebody give me microphone and I start speak with them.
Keep going.
I was confused for a second. I was like, okay, maybe there's two moderators.
Who is this guy? Oops. Funny. Thank
That's why I
you.
just rearranged the order so everyone knows who's who with the screen in the back and on the side. Cool, so I think let's just go ahead and start. So we are talking about marketing and community in Web3. And really interesting, I just got this Lambo. You just gave me this Lambo. I guess this is also a very cool marketing tactic. Thank you for that. How many of you guys here are marketeers or have a Web3 project and are looking for marketing? Show of hands. Okay, cool. So a lot of you. And how many of you guys just kind of want to know about marketing in Web3? just here for insight. Awesome. So hopefully everybody in this room gets some good insight from this panel discussion. Let's start off with a quick introduction. My name is NIKITA SACHDEV. I'm from Houston, Texas, but I've been living in Singapore and Dubai for the last 10 years. I'm now headquartered in Dubai. I run a company called Luna PR. We are a leading award-winning PR and marketing agency based in Dubai with offices in Miami and Singapore. We have a team of over 100 employees. We have a Luna Media Corporation, nothing to do with Luna, by the way. And I just have to disclaimer before I start. And we're bringing large media companies into the Middle East, lots of potential in that region. And one of our media companies includes Cointelegraph Middle East. So we own the rights for the whole Middle East and North Africa region. So that's about me. And maybe we can start off with a quick introduction of all our panelists.
Hi, my name's Andy. I sound like this because I lost my phone and my voice last night, so I apologize. I sound like a frog.
Oh, the phone is gonna be painful.
Yeah. No, the phone is. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit on a lot of different levels. Anyway, I'm the founder at Synchrony Labs. We're a DeFi asset management protocol built on Solana, but I also have a background in digital marketing. So yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Hi everyone, Roberto Hernandez. I'm a partner in PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, and I lead our Metaverse efforts globally.
Hello, guys. Andrew SHATYRKO. I from Ukraine. I worked 12 years with marketing, business and other side, personal brands. And last year I started work with marketing of NFT, crypto, some projects and some other. Right now I have agency and we have maybe more than 20 different cases in different NFT, in different types. NFT, crypto, some other. So we'll speak about my experience in this one and about what I see with my clients all around the world. Thank you.
Thanks. Hey everyone, I'm Shane. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Beyond. We are a community tech platform, and so we help online communities leverage Web3 to tokenize their community, to create great experiences for their members.
Awesome. Thank you for that introduction, guys. So let's start off with a question that's very kind of broad to begin with. How important is marketing for Web3 projects? And in the sense that how much focus should companies put towards marketing as they put towards the technical side of things or operation side of things? How important is marketing for Web3 projects?
Are we just going to go down the line? Okay, awesome.
Whoever wants.
So I say this a lot. You can have a bad project and good marketing, and you'll succeed. If you have a good project and no marketing, you'll fail. So it's just, it's the nature of the beast. You have to be there. You have to do it. And sometimes it doesn't feel great packaging your passion and things like that, but it's absolutely necessary. This is how you get in front of people. So
That's very interesting. So you think that someone can have a project with absolutely zero fundamentals, but as long as they have marketing, that project can succeed. 100%. What are some examples of projects like that? Sorry to put you on the spot.
I mean, I guess with using a case study in like Web2, I'd say, was it Theranos? You remember the blood sampling company? She had all this marketing, all of this stuff, and it turned out to be fundamentally a scam. I've seen it a lot, unfortunately, with a lot of NFT projects, you know, as well. Yeah.
Just to interrupt you, sorry. Theranos, you mentioned, when was that? Because I feel like that may have worked in 2017. Does it still work now?
That's a good question. I think people are becoming more aware. Like, this industry is like very young, you know? I've been trading crypto since 2010, and you start to become aware collectively as like a network of individuals as a society of what works, what doesn't work. You know, these things are scams, these things are not scams. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Roberto, what are your thoughts on that? So you're
so
at PwC. How much focus is PwC putting on the marketing side as they are into developing the blockchain sector?
So I would say it's not so much about marketing as in this space it's about engagement. To me, that's what is critical. And I would argue that the community that is playing in the Web 3.0 space is pretty clever. And while you might issue a really good press release and have an interesting communication plan, if you are providing no value to the community, if you are not engaging the community leaders, look at all the large brands that have ghost towns in the Central Land a week after they issue their activation. It's a beautiful building. Did they get an ROI out of the press release? Maybe. But is that connected to really engaging to the audiences that they want to generate value from and to? Not really. So to me, it is important to start thinking more about engagement and the true sense of community than just pure marketing, as we have known in advertising in the Web 2.0 world. Because that's what the audiences that we are targeting do not like. They don't want to be sold to. They want to create. They want to be engaged in something bigger than just a commercial or a piece of advertising that they were used to consuming on TV, radio, or social media.
So what you're saying is community is more important than marketing.
Absolutely.
In the sense. Okay. And community, like building people to come, like bringing people together to be part of like a Telegram chat, a Discord chat, just be in the loop and see what's happening.
And connecting it to values and purpose. It can be something related to entertainment, but at the end of the day, I think that the mistake that a lot of large brands have been making lately is that they are establishing a presence in Web 3.0, and you go and ask them, can I understand why? Can you help me understand what is the audience that you're trying to reach? Can you help me understand if you're trying to use it as a sales channel or as something else? And usually the answer is, well, no, we just wanted to run a pilot because everyone else is jumping into the metaverse. That's not enough anymore.
Mm-hmm. Andrew, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. So you have an agency. What's more important, marketing or community or both?
Let's start from the start. First one, who know brand Sandbox? Please, keep on your hand. Who never will make his hand up? Who never will do it right now? It can be some people. No? Okay. Who know Metaverse Summit? Thank you so much. It's all about marketing, so it's first answer to first question. Marketing in Web3 is the same like marketing for standard business, conference, projects, metaverses, and some other. So marketing is needed, first one. Second one, we check about community, yes? We check and spoke about community. Second one, right now I see that when we speak about maybe January, February, the main goal in marketing of different projects was make so huge community, so big community. And right now, if we check about this month, last month, we spoke about with different projects, they need so high quality community. So engagement, so it can be like if we check about January, we need like 50,000 followers like in Twitter. But if we check about right now, we need 10,000, but so good. So it's if we check about marketing, it's changing. But marketing is so need because who know me? Me. Nobody. Who saw me in chat? No way. Oh, thank you. Who saw me yesterday? Oh, what else? Who saw me on party yesterday? So it's market also. It's all about marketing. So marketing is it's if we check about steps of all project in Web3. First one is good project, and second one is good marketing. You can't make without good project. Like it's two main points, but you should start. Listen me, please, with good project. It's the main. Please, and that's all. So community need right now, but quality and so engagement. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Andrew. Yeah, that's some good insight. So first have a good quality project, and then marketing and community are equally important. If I'm, if correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the summary of what you just said. Okay, no, never mind. I'm just summarizing what you said, Andrew. I agree with what you said. So Shane, so you're running a project. Tell us, what are you doing right now? Are you focusing on marketing and community, or are you focusing on one or the other?
I think it's important to recognize that they are fundamentally different things. Community is about connecting people, the experience they have when they are in the room. Like your birthday party would be a community. People are having conversations amongst themselves. They feel safe to go and approach people, to spark a new conversation. And marketing is about getting the right people to come to your party. So I don't think it's fair to really compare them in that way. One of them is more of a product where you have a value proposition, an experience you want to give to them, and you hope or you will drive them to connect and engage with each other for various reasons. You need to have a purpose too. But marketing is about figuring out the people that you want to reach and how do you get into their brains with your message.
But for sure, like without good marketing, how are you actually attracting the community? Like let's say you have a birthday party with your reference. How are you actually bringing those people in? You're giving them invites, right? And that's like through marketing.
Exactly.
So
That's why I think they're both critically important.
yeah, they go hand in hand for sure. Okay, so let's talk about this bear market that we're in. Is marketing and community really important? Should it be a priority right now? Let's start with Shane and come backwards.
I think fundamentally first, community needs to fit with your strategy and which business you have. For a consumer brand, for example, that might make a lot of sense. If you're a steel manufacturer, maybe it makes less sense. I think marketing always makes sense. Like whether you're in a bear market or a bull market, I think it takes different shapes depending on those markets. Like last year when we had a ton of hype, it would have the actions you would have taken to market your product would have been very different compared with today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely just talking about Web3 here, no steel industries or anything.
An extreme example.
Yeah. But Andrew, what about you from a marketing agency perspective? Should the strategies kind of shift gear? Should we put more focus on marketing during the bear market or less focus?
If we check about winter time right now, like I saw that 1 year ago, was like some projects, they came and say that we need to make big start, we will have listing, we will have mint of NFT collection, we will have start our system project, and we need a lot of marketing at this date, like 1 week, 1 day, 2 weeks, and that's all. If we check about now, I propose to all brands, companies who work in Web3 to make marketing longer. Like we don't work with marketing just for tomorrow, like, or just for next week. We work with marketing all day, short steps. If we check about dating, when men go with girl on dating, I think that good strategy is make short steps because it make more quality relationship. I think about it. And the same right now in market. So we need to make every day short steps in marketing, like social media, some community growth, take some new influencers, some just a short. If we will have start project, for example, on September, start right now and long steps. So and long time, we will invite so good community who will know about it, who we are, who will know what we are doing, and who will know who will wanted to take in our community also. So first decision, like first opinion, it's make so long steps for long time right now. Like make it every day during you will start project, or if you will start make. So marketing every day. Like you wake up and dress some t-shirt, yeah. It's marketing too, because you like this t-shirt, you like it, yeah, so good. And it's marketing too. Yeah, you see, yeah? Pink t-shirt. Ah, yeah. You know, yeah. T-shirt, glass, it's marketing all the day. So you should make the same in marketing of Web3.
Awesome,
Yeah.
thank you. You're apparently a marketing machine on your own. So I agree with that. I always tell my clients as well, marketing takes time. It's a bit of a ripple effect. What you do this month might not really reflect for another 2 or 3 months. So keep going at it, go day by day, and just keep implementing strategies on a daily basis that will help grow your community, bring you more awareness and exposure. So I agree with you, Andrew, on those points. So, okay, Roberto, I want to talk about, so going back to this bear market, I want to know, what is PwC doing on their blockchain side that is kind of switching gears and preparing for maybe a crypto winter, a bear market, and not necessarily from a marketing perspective?
You all of a sudden talked about blockchain, crypto, and I think it's important to have the conversation that keeps confusing a lot of companies around the world. Web 3.0 and Metaverse are not the same, and not all Metaverse has to do with crypto and blockchain. So we can be having the worst of the crypto winters out there, but I'm convinced that we are still experiencing a pretty strong bull market in the Metaverse. Our clients are excited about what is happening, and we are helping them navigate through difficult times when they are not so much from a market standpoint, but from understanding what all of this means to them. And part of the confusion that a lot of companies have is that they believe that they need to be minting NFTs to be successful in the Metaverse, that they need to be entering the crypto space to be successful in the Metaverse, and that's not accurate. Is crypto and blockchain a component, an important component of Web 3.0 and the Metaverse? Yes, but you can do a lot of wonderful things without touching crypto.
True, I agree with you. Actually, it's funny that you say that, because we've been working with a government entity out of Dubai, who launched a very renowned NFT project. And I mean, the project maybe is not so renowned. Actually, the government entity is renowned, and we had to get out a press release for them that said the most beautiful NFTs in the metaverse. And I was like, well, which metaverse? And you're not launching a metaverse, you're launching an NFT. And they were like, yeah, but NFTs are in the metaverse. So I think the first thing is understanding the space and just knowing that like not everything in Web3 is the same. And I want to tap into that after I speak to Andy about this bear market shift on how marketing changes between NFTs and crypto and the metaverse. But before I do so, Andy, what are you doing in this bear market? How are you shifting gears?
So an unfortunate fact of the matter is that when times are tough, marketing is the first thing to go. Right? I said this yesterday, 50% of your marketing budget's wasted, you just don't know which 50%, right? So they're just gonna blame you. I'm coming from a project standpoint who's fired our agencies. Like this is just kind of what happens. Oh, we need to tighten our belts a little bit. We weren't expecting this market shift. Well, what can we cut? Where's the fat that we can cut? And I think good marketers need to demonstrate these KPIs. Maybe you can't like demonstrate an actual conversion, but you can do, time on site, unique links, something along those lines. But it's, marketing gets cut. And also the objective of marketing changes when you're in a bear market versus a bull market. Bull market, generally speaking, and I hate to put it this way, as a project, you're like, let's get KOLs involved, let's pump the token price, right? it's not about user adoption. It's not about like, you know, it's more monetarily focused. So I think bear market marketing has to be more, hey, we're building, right? Because they say not financial advice, buy low, sell high, right? So as a builder, as a project, you know, you want to be building and demonstrating that. So I think the marketing changes instead of like, look at this amazing product. It's, you know, this is what we're building. These are the next features. We're going to be here for a long time because that's what the community worries about. It's just like, well, your token price is going down. Are you guys going to just like exit? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many sides to marketing. You know, it's not. There's always something that needs to be done. No matter what market you're in, if you're a project that's here to stay, then you always need something to keep the momentum going. You know, I think this bear market will actually clean up the entire industry. I don't think when we even go back into a bull market that influencer marketing, for example, might even work as well as it did anymore. We saw so many projects a couple of months ago come and say, we'll spend $100,000 on influencers, pay a couple of influencers to tweet, and their project just goes up. It's actually ridiculous if you think about it. So maybe we should be a little bit grateful for this bear market because it actually polishes up the industry a little bit. So going back to you guys, how does marketing differ for, let's say, NFTs versus DeFi versus crypto tokens or blockchain platforms versus Metaverse? Is there a difference within Web3 for these sectors, or is the marketing more or less the same? And I'll let anybody go for this one.
I can start. To me, the first question that companies need to be able to answer is, what are they trying to sell? Are they trying to sell an experience or a product? Because if you get into NFTs, you could argue, well, it is a product. It is something that I mint, I sell by the unit, and I get a profit margin out of. When you are selling Metaverse and marketing the Metaverse, is more about, as I was saying before, engagement and the experience. That might include products and services, but it's first and foremost the experience. That requires engaging with the community, having a plan on how is that going to be connected to the target segments that you have in mind. Are you using it to maybe take your brand into an area that historically you have not been part of, et cetera, as opposed to a product marketing strategy that is in a lot of cases easier to define because it has a more clear beginning and an end, in my opinion.
But what if a project is B2B and they're not relying on community?
Well, I would say that on B2B you also have community. It's just a different type of community. It's your employees. A lot of the B2B experiences, a lot of the B2B activations have to do with engaging the people that are going to be using whatever product, service, or experience you want to deliver. If you're going to be using the Metaverse in a digital twin setting in manufacturing, as an example, if you're not engaging the members of that community, aka the factory workers, how can you expect that it is going to work when you are ready to take it live? You need to engage that community from the very beginning. You need to engage your risk management people, your compliance people, so people don't crash the party later on and say, you didn't involve us, you didn't engage us, and now we are going to stop you from what you're trying to do.
I get you, but you're talking PwC level. You're talking big companies and corporations.
I would say that
What
even the
about
tiniest
startups?
company has an attorney that needs to be engaged in what you are trying to do with your Metaverse, NFT, and blockchain activations.
Makes sense. Well, thank you for that. So what about Andrew? Do you want to?
Yeah, I wanna. Yes. Let's play a game. Okay? Good? Say, please, something. Good? No? Yes. Oh, thank you. We're right now a huge community. Like there is 100 people, like, yes? Like there is, what do you think? Okay, but you not engagement community. Yeah, you know it. Because I say good, you say, good. Let's make together, say, Metaverse Summit in 3, 2, 1, okay? 3, 2, 1. Metaverse Summit. Super. You so good engagement community right now. You know, yeah, you see it. It's easy example. So if we check about marketing, you need to see 2 parameters. First one, it's huge community, it's size community, and second one, it's what's engagement community. If we check about engagement, good project, it's not engagement. Like chat words, you saw it. Good project, good project, it's not engagement. But if we check about difference, second step, If somebody wants, I have dog with difference, like 20 points of marketing, and which different in crypto, which different with some NFT, like right now. It myself, I made it. If we check about so easy, first one, in crypto, we need to make, in crypto, like I mean in some projects, some maybe tokens and some other, we need to work a lot with documentation, documents, roadmap, website, social media little bit, influencer too, and that's all. If we check about NFT, you need to work with community is first one. You need to work it by influencers. You need a lot of influencers in Twitter, in Telegram, in YouTube. So it's first one. Second one, you need to make different portals, advertises and media. And third one, you should make influencers, I say, PR, I say, and maybe it could be some actions, some contests, and some others. So difference in this one. If we check about crypto, to more attention to documents. If we check about NFT, it's more attention to different influencers, different, so huge coverage, maybe I can say about.
So basically, you're saying that it is different for every little sector of Web3, like
Yeah,
different
it's
marketing for every different sector. And we can go into that more in detail, I guess, if someone wants to know, we can always speak to Andrew after the panel. Okay, next question. Does a good project, does any project actually require funding for marketing, or can this be done without really throwing 10, 20, 30 grand a month on a retainer?
I can start if you like. I mean, I think you don't need money to market. And there are certain actions that you can take within marketing that does need money or do need money. And there are a lot that don't need money as well. So obviously things like paid ads requires money. But social media, for example, requires mainly an investment in time and patience and analysis. And there are thousands of other things you can do as well. And especially for a startup like us, we had to get our first traction without any money at all before we could even go out to investors and ask for money.
I agree with that. I definitely agree. Even as biased as I can be as a marketing PR agency, you don't need funds to incorporate marketing and PR, for that matter, in-house. It's all about education. It all starts at education. Everything you need, every resource is available online, and that's the beauty of the internet. You go online, find the resources. Next step, as we mentioned, get some good fundamentals. I'm going to add on that to always have a strong team as well. I've seen projects fail because of a weak team, and then you can start your PR and marketing, I think, once you hit those boxes. What do you think about that order of flow? Do you think there is another point that's as important as marketing that I just missed out in this flow of, is it check boxes?
Well, I want to back up just a little bit and back to the free marketing thing. There's actually a couple of really interesting tools, and this is just like little bits and pieces, right? It's not directly answering the question, but I think it's interesting, and I think there's value here because it's worked for us. So within our community, what we did is we identified a couple of key ambassadors, people who are not paid, they're not CMs, but they love what we do. They're in the chats, they're doing anti-FUD stuff, they're writing up their own articles and things like that. And so we elevated them into this ambassador program, and they're our champions. Our CMs don't work 24 hours a day, so they're there when our CMs aren't, and they're answering questions, and they're promoting this organic growth. I think another really interesting metric, and I'd love to hear from you guys if you have any similar KPIs, our email open rate is like between 15 and 25%. When I used to work at a digital marketing agency, we're like going for 6. You know what I mean? And that's a good number. 6 is a good number back then. It's 2015. I don't know what it is now, but 15 and 25% open rate is crazy. So there's some other level of engagement here. Maybe it's because we're a DeFi platform and people have money invested, and or they want to, maybe it's just a bunch of degens. You're like, oh yeah, where's the token going to pump? I'm not sure, but there are some of these interesting intricacies to Web3 that I think could be leveraged and utilized more because there's such amazing culture here, So
I think it's connected to your first point. If you engage the right people that generate the right level of noise, that drives the community to open those emails when you're sending.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to head to my last question here. I know we started maybe a little late, but maybe I'll also give time for the audience to ask a question or two. Let's talk about crisis management. It's been hell the last 1 month with some of the leading projects. Some of the most renowned projects in this crypto space have just shattered into pieces. You look at Luna, you look at Celsius, look at 3AC, not my Luna, but the other Luna, and let's talk about crisis management. How should these companies handle their marketing? Do they even have a chance to resurrect? Do they need to focus more on marketing? What are your thoughts on this?
I've just got one thing because it's like a hot topic for me right now because we obviously the market's garbage and there was a lot of FUD. You know, we had a couple of feature release delays. And so what happens is the people who are the most upset have the loudest voices. And if you're sitting in a Telegram community where there's like 30-something thousand people in there and there's 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 people online, all they're reading is the FUD. And so then they think that's indicative of the entire community. So what I've had to do, and it is extremely emotionally taxing, but I've seen a lot of great, I've turned like fudders into champions for us through this. I'll go in the chat, I'll pick one person who's fudding us, and I'll talk through the entire process with them. I'll be like, okay, let me understand your concerns here. You know, I'm doxxed as a founder. Like, I just lay out all the facts, and you know, the truth can withstand scrutiny. So the benefit to doing this is the entire community that's online or that goes and scrolls up in your chat earlier sees one of the founders in the chats with an individual. I'm giving you high touch attention, 45 minutes sometimes. It's exhausting, and then those 2,000 people who are online and who are witnessing it, they start to see, they change their viewpoint as well. I mean, yeah, so.
Because you are not doing it as a PR campaign. You are doing it as an authentic way to reach out to the people that you care about in the community that you're trying to serve.
You're individually going to these people that have a negative sentiment and turning them into have a more positive sentiment. But what about companies that have millions of users? How do you handle larger companies with FUD? And to just summarize, for those who don't know, FUD, it stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So how do you handle people with such negativity on a larger scale? I'm talking millions of community members.
I don't think I'm qualified to answer this one, so I'm going to hand it over.
I don't have experience in million community users, but I made a checklist what you need to do in marketing right now. If we check about crisis type of market, if you wanna, you should write it. Okay? Yeah. Engagement. Yeah. You remember? First, community management. You need to make more community managers who will speak with people in Telegram, will check and speak with people in support 24 hours, first. Second one, the best way is show who founder, face of founder is the best way, because right now, so huge, so big part of market, we don't know like who is it, we don't know face these guys. Second one, show face. Third one, made different interview in some magazine, like in some maybe websites and other. Fourth one, articles, like about your project, news of your project. 5, it's work with email marketing. We spoke about it, it works so good. 6 maybe or 7, I don't remember. It's work with partnership, because partnership make for you more trust. 8, for example, I don't remember. Take a part in some offline events like this summit. When people will come, will see you, will see your stand, will see who you are, will speak with you, you will make beautiful photo, and oh, we took a part. And the last one, AMA sessions with influencers who work in crypto NFT. It's the best way to make marketing like in July. Okay?
Okay. Thanks for that, Andrew. I would want, I mean, I agree with some of the points that you mentioned, but I'd like to beg to differ just a little bit because, you know, let's look at Lunaterra, such a large corporation. I mean, they were working with multiple PR and marketing agencies. They had their in-house marketing agency. They didn't even need to buy influencers because they had people tweeting about them all the time. I think one of the main things for crisis management, and I want to know your thoughts on this, is don't overpromise and underdeliver. I think the main thing is the messaging, is that after the crash, Do Kwon went on Twitter and constantly posted like, getting things to go up again, we're gonna get back on track, and people were still buying Luna when it was down 99.99%. People were still going out there buying Luna because Do Kwon was going out there saying, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna resurrect, and we're doing these partnerships, and we're gonna get bailed out. I think messaging is just as important as and should be incorporated in these strategies. How can people come up with a messaging that is recession proof?
It's for me question.
Anybody. I mean, what do you think? What are your thoughts on what I'm saying on this?
Okay, you should check roadmap, what project done and what project want to do. And that's all, I think. Thanks.
Andy, seemed like you were going to say something to that.
Yeah, I think, again, this is kind of taking a lateral step, but I think it's important to address. Education is really important here. We need to educate people on the products and services that they're using. You know, we have, DeFi is complicated. Everything in crypto is complicated, you know, especially DeFi is at the intersection of software development and fintech, right? And both of those have their own unique, very pungent, you know, cultures and acronyms and things like that. So I think a lot of this starts with education, and you know, it speaks to narrative. What is your narrative? Who is your user, right? That's who you're marketing to, right? Put yourself in their shoes. How am I, if I am you and I'm trying to get, I want to get on your site, what are going to be the things that are going to compel me to do that, you know?
The only other thing that I would add, because you mentioned fintech, is learn from the past. Does anyone remember peer-to-peer lending? There was a winter there not too long ago. Can anyone even name a peer-to-peer lending company right now? And by 2020, that was going to be the future of financial services, right? So it is all about understanding, as we have said it multiple times, what is your value proposition? How do you want to engage with the audiences that you are targeting, including detractors? Yeah. And then bringing it back to say, yes, there might be a crypto winter or a recession or a crisis. We just went through a pretty big one called COVID, and some companies made it, some others not. Some of that had to do with external factors, but some of that had to do with what is your messaging, and ultimately, what is the value that your intended audience perceive you are delivering.
Robert, I think you hit the nail on the head. Value proposition, fundamentals, good project, learn from the past, and then continue with your marketing and community management. But if you have a weak foundation, then your project won't last. So I think those are the pillars of a strong foundation that you just mentioned. Well, thank you so much. Let's open the questions to the audience. One or two questions, I think, just to make sure. Yeah.
Hi, this question is in regards to what Andy said earlier about educating your audiences. So I was wondering, like, are you referring to YouTube or Discord or some new platform?
It's omni-channel. Throwing it back, guys. No, I think that education comes down to the user experience on the platform itself, the buttons that you use, where they're located, right? And I was talking about this yesterday. I was like, build familiar Web2 experiences, and a lot of the education is already put in place there, right? So we're one of the search functionalities that we have is to go through a bunch of different kinds of protocols based off categories, things like that. I was like, this is a tremendous amount of, you know, I'm coming back to my supply chain days, a tremendous amount of SKUs for us to navigate through. Who manages a ton of SKUs very effectively? Amazon, right? So if you take some of these things, that's part of the education. Obviously, the narrative is extremely important there. Infographics, you know, pictures speaks 1,000 words. If you can get someone that can do killer infographics to simply explain what you're doing in one image, that's worth a lot, I think.
Thank you. I think we have time for one more question. Yes, sir.
Andy, I really liked your comment about building, the focus on building in a bear market. But I think in general, the focus is way too shifted way too focused on hype instead of fundamentals. And I'm coming from a perspective of having an own project and speaking with investors and doing marketing. But I see that people are trying to get as much hype as possible and monetize on that in the short term, and that the VCs are focused on that. And I think that's killing innovation, but that's my opinion. But my question would be, how do we go from the focus on hype to fundamentals to really allow this innovation to happen?
Thanks. He's with WorkX, guys. You should check him out. It's on-chain LinkedIn. I think no matter what, at least right now, we're not going to be able to get away from the hype, because a lot of people who are in the industry don't actually believe in the industry, right? So they're there just for the quick buck. They're there to do that. So the goal is to shift the narrative to start getting that diluted a little bit, right? Get the actual real, you know, when I used to work in fashion, you want the full price customers. You don't want to commoditize yourself, right? So full price customers are brand loyal. We're not our token price. We're not our token price. You guys need to know that we're not our token price. And the people who are like, I don't care about your token, I care about your product. That's who you want. So it's not an easy thing. There's going to be this transition.
I like what you said, Andy. A project is not defined by their token price.
Can I add one thing to that as well? I think one thing that hype does is it makes it really difficult to understand your market and the ones who truly care about you. We recently raised, and I think what helped us was being able to really pinpoint, like, this is the exact user for us. Last year, we could throw a message out on any channel and get thousands of signups. So we really didn't know, like, are these users going to buy our product next year? Are they going to stay around? You know, we got some grandmothers and some teenagers and people in this country, that country, because of the hype. And what's happening now is we get much fewer responses, but they're much more targeted and much more valuable.
Well, thank you so much. Andrew, you said you wanted to add to that.
Yeah, here we start speak about hype. First, I wanna ask you, my birthday will tomorrow, and the best present which you can do, you can make a photo of this, like, panel, yes, it's right to say, and make review in chat of Web Summit. Like, we have chat, 1,000 people, and make review like, oh, it's good, like good panel, okay? Like, or bad panel, you can say it. It's, okay? Okay. Yeah, it's first. And second one, if we check about hype, I think hype is okay, it's absolutely good, but if we use hype for good goal, like if we use hype for really do good project, in this way hype absolutely right. So but first I start again, we just start this panel, first is good project, it's first step. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew, and happy birthday in advance. For everybody here, I hope that whether you're a marketeer or a project that needs marketing or just here for fun, that you gained some insight from our panel discussion. Thank you so much for joining us, and it was a pleasure speaking to our panelists.
Thank you.